Hey, everybody. Not been here since the holidays started. You just joined the Wicked Lady Hippy, and we are at my bar live. Love to talk about anything and everything, have a few drinks. If you're not here with me in spirit, you can see me. Have a damn drink anyway. It's probably 10 o'clock somewhere. They did that 5 o'clock thing today. We are now through. We're into another year. It's 2026. Now, I ain't that young, but it's kind of you to say so. Pop through here and tell me what you're thinking about. I'm trying to open my live chat while I speak. I'm running way behind today. Usually I try to get in here before this hour. It's one of my busier parts of the day, and I promised to make breaded pork chops and taters and gravy and all that stuff for dinner. I should have shot myself. It would have been easier. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but it was a holiday. And I have missed kind of like two holidays because I was injured so badly. And it took so long for me to actually be able to get about. So I'm under my own full steam now, although I think I am the 60 cent dollar woman. That's 6 million they're not spending at the VA. I'm just saying. Although when I go, it's kind of cute. We have a small airport over on the right to the drive to the VA. It's like 5 minutes. And I'll be going by there, and you hear whistles and bells and lights start clanging, and there's a telegraph somewhere. I'm like, it's just me, guys. It's not. I'll never get through an airport. I'm setting them off in the parking lot. So I hope this finds everybody enjoying the brand new 2026 year. Let's hope it don't go by as fast as 2025 and well, everything since 1990. I get up in the mornings and I say, okay. And then I see a mirror. Some kind of outlying mirrors in my house next. We go, how can you get up on live TV and do a podcast? It's like, because it's free speech. We can get together, we can talk about my mother's underwear. This is not for kids. Background Army veteran, published author, mother of one, grandmother of two. My grandson is also an Army veteran. So it gives you some idea. Yeah, that young. It's so sweet. Well, so I tried to avoid all of the Christmas doings with politicians because they have some really nice ones. And I was thinking, maybe I should turn to nonprofit. I could supplement my retirement that way because they all seem to get rich in just that quick. Because for a nonprofit, I don't know how that works, but I'm interested. It's just like I told my husband, I was like, you know, why don't we just drive down to Waco and wade across the water and wade back? This was a couple of years ago. I was like, we get a free hotel for like 3 weeks, man. Well, you can party out down there. He, of course, was not happy with that. I would love to return to San Antonio. My son was pretty much raised there, although he was born in Heidelberg, Germany. My first duty station was at Fort Sam Houston. And that's a whole story. Let's see. Watch the movie Private Benjamin. Um, and Goldie Hawn has the part of me. And they didn't get as good as they should have, but it's pretty close. We were the first cycle of women. When I left, I was going to the WAC Corps, and I had a 5 piece set of legs. You had to bring all this stuff, And I landed. I wasn't in the right state. I was supposed to be at Alabama at Fort McClellan. When I landed, I was in Columbia, South Carolina, and I was going to Fort Jackson to be trained as a regular soldier. I'm like 5'2", 88 pounds, maybe. I enlisted when I was 17 and after I finished ROTC in college. And yeah, I was go get it back them days. I'm enjoying the fuck out of retirement. Sometimes that veteran shows up. I'm not apologizing for language. That's what a damn bar's for. I'm not supposed to smoke. Several doctors at the VA have told me that I cannot do that again. It's been like 8 years. So I vaped, drove me nuts. And a friend of mine stopped here at the bar and he had brought some of these. And I smoked these when I was in Europe. We called them cigarillos. I don't know what they call them here. And as soon as he did, I had to have one. And then my husband was like, but they go out when I'm talking. And if I only have them here at the bar, I might smoke just a little bit, because after a hit or two, as I like to say, it's just not up there. It's in the ashtray. It's in my hands, but it's not lit. So he's real sweet about that. He brings that to me, and I just love. We have a full bar. We have a Remington bar, with the big mirror and places for the stemware, and underneath is a lot of marble and sink, and it's a great bar. I love that shit. No Uber needed. But he knows I like these little airplane bottles, and so he pops through and he brings me these. And these, I like my whiskey on the rocks. These are whiskey fireballs, and I love that because as soon as and I take them in a shot glass on the rocks, and and it looks like I have more because it's on the rocks. So that little bottle, you'll see me pour 5 or 6 times. But it's the same bottle. I know people have sent back to me, how many you drink? Which is why I do like it on the rocks. I call it my stiffener. Like was raised, well, I was adopted at 9, and the parents were World War IIers, World War One, Depression, World War Two. They had all that shit. We had a garden that would feed half the neighborhood. Actually, did feed half the fruit trees, you name it. We had plums, we had cherries, we had pears. They was serious about growing food. They canned and they did all of that. I just call Walmart. When I was laid up, I had one leg that was just like all the way past the knee. Don't touch that. Don't move that. I'm like, yeah, right. For like a year. This is like year 2. And I'm finally out of rehab, as I like to call it, and get to learn how to walk again, which was fun, rather painful. This was during the hurricane that hit Augusta last year in September. I had already broken it 2 weeks prior to the hurricane, and the hurricane hit, and the entire city was gone. They had no electricity. They had nothing. They had backup generators, only at a few of the hospitals, including the VA. This is the main VA here. There's also a second one now. My father in law passed away at the VA downtown. That used to be where you had to go. I didn't. I went to a closer one, but in a different direction. But we moved here for various reasons, and I started going there. I've been here longer than I've been anywhere in my life. And I keep looking around going, should maybe pack in? Is there a. We took over my son's starter home because his son was 13, and he surprised us because they were having a baby. This is a surprise to him. We loved it. She's 13 now. He's 26. So a bit of a gap there. So they wanted a bigger home, and they were older, and they were making good money, and they'd all gone paid for their own colleges and did all that. I'm very proud of both of them. I've known both of them well. I've known the son since I was born, but her since she was a teenager. So it's been a long time, and I'm very proud of both of them. But they are stationed here basically, and they needed the bigger home, so they had to sell the other home, this home, or get renters, and they were scared of renters. Renters are assholes, and so we were finalizing the works on a lake side property to retire in, and I was rather looking forward to that because he likes to fish. And they had some you could go out on the porch and just fish, and that was a little close. Oh well, it floods, but I didn't really want to be that close. So in any event, the husband said, "Okay, we'll take it." And we knew the home; they'd been here for a couple of years, and we'd been downsizing. We thought, and then we moved here. We had so much stuff still. We had got rid of literally dining rooms, living rooms, bedrooms, Christmas, just bags and boxes of clothes and things like that. Just gone. Extra all kinds of extra pots, pans, all that stuff. I got rid of, and I decided we'd just start new over here, and we did. We bought new living room furniture and did all that. We loved that. Then my husband had a thing with cancer. I had a thing with cancer. We're both doing great. We're both retired. He wanted a bar, and now we're here. A couple years ago, there weren't that many podcasters on. They certainly didn't have that many with being at the bar, and I love this. I try to get people to come up here with me. They're all frightened, shy, I guess is the word. I'm just talking to y'all. I don't care. I think y'all put your pant legs on the same as I do, one at a time. So it doesn't bother me any. I love to see y'all up here. I love talking about the paranormal, about stupid, about about all that stuff. When I was coming up, they said, don't talk about politics and don't talk about religion. And in all my career, and I had a fairly good career, I even did the hirings, firings, in many positions. But I was always top dog. I was never one of them underneath kind of folk. I was always, follower, get the fuck out of my way. You're slow. And so that's the way it was for me. You just didn't talk about that. Now, my 13-year-old granddaughter is espousing ideas that are just, and so is my grandson, who's 26, an Army veteran like me. And he went in because of his grandmother, he said. He hit Korea. When he come back, he was done. I would have been too. I did Europe, Germany, and so forth, and Texas, and so I had great places. You can believe how many museums I used to run through, just run, because like the Louvre, you can't get through there in 4 hours. You got to keep going back and try to remember where you left off. And of course, back in my day, it was an old 110 camera, or you had the Polaroids. I had that too. None of them ever would come out. You get a nice bill when you picked up the ones from the 110. It took 4 weeks to develop, and it was $22.50, and there were 3 pictures you could almost see out of the 24 you took. It was like Blockbuster. You talk about make some money. And now, of course, you can just do it on your phone. I can tape this on my phone. It's so wild. And I remember as a young girl, and I was reading college level before 9 years old. It was even in the papers. That's another story about the adoption. And so I'm like, there's so much going on in the world, and we have this huge thing, this podcast thing. We can get up here, we can talk to each other. It is amazing. I know there's other folks out there that think like I do. When this shit started with the Free Palestine, I thought, you got to stop this. Did you see October 7th? And there were people that said, well, we want them to have another October 7th. I was like, oh my God. So, it wouldn't do for me to be president, because I'd have said, I'd have had my guys pick her up and get her a parachute and toss her out over Palestine with a veil. Tell her good luck. Freeing them bitches. This is my country. I fought for it too. And even though I'm adopted, I do know where it comes from. And they were even at the Civil War on the northern side. I was born in Chicago, Cook County. So were most of them, at least in Illinois and so forth. A couple from New York. Immigrants, of course, at first. So I know my line from Britain. I wish I'd known that when I was there. British, Irish, and a little bit of Scottish. With the red hair and green eyes, who knew? So welcome to the show, everybody. Get up here and talk to me and tell me what you're thinking about all this nonsense that they got going on. Oh, I love this. This is my brandy white cocoa. I love these. And I also promised I would mention Charlie Kirk on every podcast that I did, even though this time I was not going to do a podcast until on Monday. I changed my mind. I don't know what the hell's going on. I didn't know Charlie had a podcast. I didn't know Charlie had a wife. I did not know Charlie had 2 children. I did not know he was global. I did not know he was active per se in politics in the times that I had started to follow him. He was the prove me wrong boy on campus, and I just loved that. I love a good debate. It's America. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. It's a great thing to have an open debate. Whether you agree or you don't agree, that's how you get things done. That's how you square the circle. You get in there and you hash out each other's points, and you agree with each other's points at some place, and it's done. It's good. Now with me, you wouldn't want to come at me with a bullhorn. I'm little, and people underestimate me a lot. Not to mention boot camp. But I tell you what, I'll even give you a fireman's lift to the nearest ambulance to take you to the ER, see if they can get that thing out your ass. Come at me with one of them. throw a camera in my face. You will need the ER. I'm old. I got bail money. Besides, I could go to New York and do it with a cashless bail. I want to know why you people are not defending yourselves. If these guys can go in and smash and grab, why the hell can't you go out there and smash and grab them back? They might stop that shit if everybody started carrying a weapon. I know two cities, I won't mention them, but two cities did it was kind of an experiment for everybody to carry a permit to open carry. I've always carried since I was in the military at 17. And so does my son, so does my grandson. And I'm just going to about to start with my granddaughter. She's 13. Y'all need to know this. We put them through karate classes. I took karate classes into my 30s. You have to be able to defend yourself. I was pinned down one time, and I won't say, but it was a parade in Texas in San Antonio, and I was pinned down with children and some women. We couldn't do anything. The guy had an M16, was firing from an RV park. He had parked in a way you couldn't get around this. You would be open field and targeted. And I'm trying to, keep these women and children there before they get shot. And of course, I'm unarmed. And after that day, I said I would never again get caught like that. I could have fired back, maybe, if I had to at least. I don't know what would have happened. They didn't have tactical gear back then, but they do now. They do now. Because I tack up when I'm going out to the range and stuff, just on recoils and stuff alone. But it's dangerous out there. The life you save may not just be your own. If they got, and I know they do in New York, I got that cashless bail shit. Shoot their ass and drag them in the house. This is for entertainment purposes only, and they do frown on that, just so we're clear. It's just, yeah, that's the way the system, though, is set up to, defend the perpetrators, not to defend the persons that are the victims. They're just victims, and there are places for them to get help. I got you. So if they can't do their job, then we need to form city militias like they did in 1770, won a war against the biggest, strongest empire at the time. And these guys were stoned and drunk all the time. Even George Washington said, make use of the hemp. It's a great plant. I mean, they made sails, they made paper, they did all kinds of that shit. They also smoked tobacco, they also smoked hemp. And they stayed drunk. Why do you think they jumped up there at the Tea Party and dressed up as Native Americans? Think about it. They were drunk as hell, man. Think what they said about Benjamin Franklin when he came back from France. Huh? He was a very busy beaver. A very busy beaver. Now, today I'm going for 2 because I have this dinner I have to make. I just don't want to do this. Now, I've got live chat and I've got comment. I know most of you probably didn't know whether I was popping on, since I said I probably wouldn't be back till Monday. So I'm trying to talk fast on the fact that I don't want to say too much about anything. And I wanted to see if there was anybody out there today that said, this sucks. Something's going on with the timeline. I went to bed last night. I was 21. I get up this morning. It's 2020. Are you kidding me? Who the hell is fucking with time? I swear to God, at this point, I've lost everything between 2012 and 2026, except that it went by in 22 minutes. It's annoying. And it's not just me. Other people have noticed it too, like the Mandela effect. All this stuff is so wonderful to talk about. And we can do this live. No, I do not make any money doing this. I am not averse at making money doing this, but I don't have enough viewers yet. After my incident, I couldn't get online. I didn't do anything. I didn't even do Facebook. I was in bad shape. And so when I come back, they had paused my channel. And I could get it to work, kind of, sort of. My husband bought me 2 more brand new sets of everything to broadcast from, including a new Chromebook and all of that, because I like to do it from my website. And I am here at the bar. You're seeing past me to the mess that's been taken up for Christmas and probably some cats. And we've painted, so we've got stuff that's not on the walls or anything. But who gives a shit? It's a bar. It's a very functioning bar. Bring your asses up here. We're in Augusta. Send it to me in the live chat. You are more than welcome to come and stop by and have a drink. If not, you can live chat with me and talk about anything you want to. Well, within reason. Most of us have manners. My parents drilled at me. They didn't have to work hard to do that. The one thing that stood out to me when I was a very young girl was treat others as you wish them to treat you. Seems simple enough to me. If I want them to beat me in the face, okay. Yeah, if I want them to think I'm their friend, it's a lot better thing, isn't it? Yeah. I had a friend of mine last night. I saw I was coming back from Walmart. And she's in the road. She's like 5 houses down from me. And she says, "Hi, I wanted to see what you were doing today." And I was like, "I'm out spending my husband's money. What you doing?" She's in shorts and a little half shirt. And I'm thinking, what the hell are you wearing? Were you in, an exercise class? It's like 34 degrees out by that point. The sun had gone down and Georgia had gotten cold. And she's just talking and she's shivering and she's jumping from foot to. I said, "Get your ass in the house. I got a coat on. I got heat on." I said, "Or get in the car." She said, "No, I just wanted to say hi and Happy New Year and all that. But you're always so bubbly. I enjoy seeing you. So I flag you down. I said, you got my number. You can just drop by the bar anytime you want." She said, "But you're not going to put me on YouTube, are you?" She's one of my subscribers. I was like, "Well, I might not let you know." Which is actually illegal. They frown on that. They frown on fucking everything. That's all the good shit. Oh, God. I thought it was so cute. I was watching, oh, I don't know which one it was now. I have several that I go to for paranormal. And I like Casper's site as well. I like the Y-Files. Hey, Hucklefish, AJ. I love them. They're great. Joe, been watching you a long time, sweetie. Long time back. Back. You were on that sitcom. News radio, I think it was. Was it news radio? I think so. It's a long time back. But yeah, far out, dude. Um, I've also seen something about this being a horn symbol or something. I was like, I stick with peace. It works just great. We be peace. And if you really peace out, you can piss us off and we mean fuck you twice. So, it's in code. Because we're in public. So you will hear one of my, or two of my cats. Somebody will photobomb me. It's like they know I'm on camera and I'm wanting a guest, and so they decide to come up and they will photobomb me. They will literally jump on the bar and stick their head out of it. And I'll slap the piss out of them and they'll get back and throw their fur off and keep going. If you do see me, if you like the content, like I said, throw some comments in. I get to you, I promise. I do not generally pull up videos. One, I think everybody's seen the damn thing if they're interested in it. And two, it feels like plagiarism because somebody else made it. And I'm going to put it up there. And I'm going to spend 20 minutes talking about somebody else's work. I don't like that. It's just not my style. It could be because I'm an author and so forth, you know what I mean? But, if there's something you want to see or talk about and it needs to be up there, throw it in the comments. I'll be glad to go through it. Otherwise, I don't throw one up. You're stuck with me. So if you are out there and you've got a drink, come on in, say hey. You could do that virtually, which is the totally bitching thing about this. And again, no children allowed. What's the other thing? Oh, yes, on Charlie Kirk. I moved away from that. I'm still very sensitive to that. And I want Candace Owens, bless you, Wusa. No one has done more than you in trying to find out what happened to your friend. But I didn't know any of that. And like I said, he was just a good guy. He never had nothing bad to say. He never shouted at nobody. They got their amount of time to say what they wanted. It's a debate. I told you one of them do this Fest Walker, which is another story. But I said, okay, and waited. And then suddenly he's been cremated. Well, he was Christian. Look it up. Y'all can do this now. Just We used to have to go to the library and find a fucking dictionary. And it'd take 4 days to look up virgin, for God's sake. I'm like, I did it. I had to go to the state of Chicago library just to find the damn dictionary. Because the dictionary set that came with the encyclopedia set, which was the big thing back then, it didn't quite have what I wanted to know in it. The good stuff was at the big one. Although nowadays I see people on their phones doing this. They're at a fucking party and they're doing this shit. I'm like, slap them again, just slap them again. Give it a phone. When I go to my sons, I tell them, if I see you on a phone, duck. They know I mean it. My daughter-in-law, she's like, fuck. She'll tell me too, Mom, I'm gonna pick up and take some pictures. It's Thanksgiving, whatever. Ain't it the turkey bride? I mean, they don't like taking photos like that. Don't put me in there. I didn't even cook that shit. I already cooked mine the day before. Sorry, guys. No offense. Anyway, I had turkey sandwiches for days and frozen and all that stuff. The same thing for Christmas. We go over there for Christmas dinner, Christmas Eve. I made dinner. I like to make some homemade navy beans and cornbread and stuff because my father did that. He was naval in World War II. He was at Pearl Harbor. He was on a pass. He was injured fairly severely. He was trying to get, I believe he was on the Arizona that's still there. It was one that sank completely, so it might have been the Arizona. In any event, he wouldn't talk about it. And it was one of his favorite dinners. And the others didn't like to have that. I don't know why. I thought it was a good dinner, but I thought, and Mom could make that for pennies, and she could feed 20 people because there were always 20 people there. My brother had a following. He looked like Elvis. I swear to God, black women, and no offense, but at the time it was called black women, would chase him thinking he was Elvis. It used to kill him. He used to stay pissed off. But he knew all the 50s dances, the stroll and all that. And I was a dancer, ballerina. I did all of it, ballroom, ballerina, you name it, tap. And I danced 50 styles with my brother, like kind of like Dirty Dancing, which became real popular during the disco time. Loved that. And Trust Your Partner. Ice skating was the same way. It was a dance to me. It's like flying. You had to trust your partner completely, 100%. Same thing dancing. But we would dance, and his wife and I got along crazy. She didn't like to dance. And we would end up not noticing it. And when we got finished dancing, we had cleared the floor, and everybody's clapping. We're drunk. Hey, we just got out and did our thing. One of the bars that I get down, Fast Walker, get down, right past the screen. He's got to do it. That's twice he's photobombed me. Wait, he'll peek his head around the corner, and he's Fast Walker. He's black and white. Like his grandfather is called Patches. This is true. I don't even know now where I left off, you jackass. So, and Charlie Kirk, I don't know if we'll ever find the answers. Like I said, I knew him as the boy. It proved me wrong. He was a great debater. He was a good guy. When I found out all the other stuff, it just seemed like motive to me. Candace Owens, I like you. I like you a lot. I followed you for a long time. And I really wish you would boost and take care of yourself, your children, your family, and stay safe. I don't know why, because I didn't know any of the above the day that Charlie Kirk was assassinated. I came in with groceries, and President Trump was saying that Charlie Kirk had indeed died, and they were having the flags lowered to half mast. I just hit my knees. I couldn't figure it out. I mean, why it would mean so much to me? It just shocked me, and my husband saw it. He came and he got me a drink. He said, "You need to drink this. What's wrong?" And I couldn't get it out well. I finally said, "They killed Charlie Kirk." He said, "Who's Charlie Kirk?" And I said, "Honey, you don't watch that stuff. Don't worry about it." He said, "You can be okay." I was like, "Yeah, I'm okay." But then, she's there. The vice president is his pallbearer. The president is got a speech at the memorial. I'd seen that Melania had cried a lot, and she had to keep hiding behind glasses. And I couldn't figure out, and this is in the first day, what have you, and then the rest flooded in. But the first day I said, "This is shades of JFK." And as soon as I said it, I was like, where the hell did that come from? And when I was always into the JFK thing because I was the same age as John Jr. And when he saluted the coffin, I decided right then I was going in the military, and I did. And then I would never stop looking into his assassination, that there was obviously a second shooter just from the way of the impact of the bullets that hit. I don't remember there being three seats in there either. I'm one of those that swore Mandela died in '89. That Jiff was actually Jiffy. There was a monocle on the guy in Monopoly. Yes, I'm one of those. So I don't care if you call it conspiracy or not. I'm still calling it fucking memory. Why would all of this from worldwide say these things? Nelson Mandela had a national funeral. They didn't just walk him through four streets and park his ass. He had a national funeral. It was seen around the world. He died in prison. He never got out of prison. He died in prison. And then suddenly, a week or so later, I don't even know how long, it was into the next year. I know that, into 90. Might have been later, even. I believe 90. And suddenly you wake up and he's on TV and he's the president. That what? He's dead. No, he's not dead. And you start going, okay, I'm bonkers. And then you start seeing other things. Like I went in looking for Jiffy, and all I could find was Jiff. And I said, "Oh, they changed the name brand." Did a little research to see when they changed it. It's Jiff, just out of curiosity. I grew up with it, and it was always called Jiff. And I was like, "Oh, the fuck, it was! It was, it was Jiffy. It was the answer to Skippy. That was the, you know." So things change. This, I hope, does not change. I have no idea. There are times I swear we are in a different universe. When I was growing up, History 101 told me that no one but a U.S. born citizen could hold any office of government. And suddenly I've got people who are here from Somalia, from Pakistan. Squeeze me? What the fuck is this? You have to be American born. Oh no, suddenly you don't. We've got a Mamdani, who's the first Muslim mayor of New York. Of New York, I bet you're proud, aren't you? You weird motherfuckers. I don't give a shit. I really don't give a shit. Bring it. If you could convince me different. I had a 13-year-old granddaughter get pissy, and I had to get up in her face and remind her, you will respect your elders, or you will regret and rue the day you were born. Now, I love my granddaughter to death, but at that point, I scared her straight. She went into the house and she said, Mom, would Grandma really be mean to me? And I could come in through a sliding door. And her mother said, What the hell did you do to piss her off? And yeah, she's like a snake. She'll reach out, bite your ass. And my granddaughter come back out to me going, maybe we should talk about this a little more. You think? Tone down that attitude. I don't do attitude. Not from my kids, and certainly not from my grandkids. And I have fun with these guys too. My grandson, he practically just lived with us. So, he went through grade school, he went through high school, he was with us. Rotsy and all that. He was with grandma. And when he got back, well, even before he had stayed with me. And when he got back, the pandemic hit. So we turned the upstairs into apartments for the men. My husband, had the big side. My grandson, the little, and it worked out great. I ended up catching a very, very virulent form of it and went down for 2 weeks. I was praying to die, but you couldn't just go to a hospital. You had to actually be dead, I think, and you could call. I don't know, but so you just got through it. And it was a rough road. And I used a lot of herbal remedies, and I think that was the thing that turned it. In any event, so now we have two apartments upstairs, but he has his own place. My grandson does, and my son. They have the big house that was built for them. They're just an exit away. We're here at the exit to the base. I've always been near or at the exit to the base since I was 17. Don't know why I just end up there. I'm not even looking to end up there, but I do. I guess it's fate. Um, I fidget when I get up here because I'm just talking to myself, and I think, it's like I looked in my closet this morning and I said, I'm going to do a podcast, and I have a lot of clothes. And I said, all right, anything in here for a woman who's over 60? And the fucking door slammed shut. I was like, okay. Maybe I need to go shopping. Don't worry. Yes, so I have my own demons here. Thank you, Jesus. And keeps them in line. So anything and everything is up on here. I did not expect to do a full podcast today. See what I mean? I have to get that because I'm wearing a full length black gown. It has the bell sleeves. I don't know if you can tell, ladies. It has the bell sleeves. It's really cute. Um, I I work kind of, it's kind of a work thing anyway. I rate these things and I call it taking dresses for a walk. So my husband went today and I'd have to go nowhere. So I was good with that. But then I ended up having to make dinner. So I think that I made the wrong choice. We used to do it tit for tat. You do this, I'll do that. Cheers. Oh, God, that's good. I love the brandy wine behind it. Oh, that burst of cinnamon. It's like chewing up a. We had a little balls when we were growing up, little fireballs. Oh, they were good. It's my favorite thing to drink, other than that 12-year-old Scotch I have here. I mean, we can make old fashions, Manhattans, you name it. You know, the bar is fully stocked. So, margaritas, whatever everybody wants when they get here. We used to keep Crown Royal here for him, and on his birthday last year, we gave him his own bottle of Crown Royal. So when he comes, he breaks his own bottle. Now, he's hard to stop for telling that boy can drink. So can his other friend. There are times when I think I'm not going to be able to close the bar at 2. But pull out your equipment to do a podcast, they got to go. They do not want to be on. And so I'm saying, this is my second channel. If you've seen me, hit the like. It doesn't cost anything. Come out here and talk to me. If you're in my age group, they say baby boomers. I call us hippies. We was damn hippies. We were the Vietnam era kids out there going, fuck you, bring our boys home. And we still left 60,000, 68,000 there. I think. I'm not sure. You can check the numbers. I don't want somebody to blast me for that. But the point being, we should never have been there. They wouldn't even call it a fucking war. It was a police action. I really wanted to grate them. I know I lost cousins and I have MIA bracelets and I still have them, but I don't have them. I had 3 that came back home alive, and they weren't the people that left. 2 of them ended up in jail for murdering their wife and their lover when they got home. The third one committed suicide. And they were my favorite cousins. They used to laugh, and we'd have fights with the water hose and making homemade ice cream. And it was just so awful that, when they came back. And no one, I don't think, expected, let alone 1, but 2, to see their wife with some other man in their home and immediately killed them. This was as soon as they got home. Basically, they had we had picked them up from the airport, so we got to see them for a little while. And their car was at my dad's garage. We didn't live too far from, but it's Chicago suburbs, and then lived Chicago proper. And so they gave us hugs and all, and we knew they weren't the same. They just weren't the same. And they took off in their separate cars, and like a few hours later, it's all over the news. And we're like, oh my God. Had we known, we would have called them, told them, but they said they wanted to surprise their wife, and they did. And it turned out horribly wrong. And I understand that happened in many, many things. So our generation, we're the hippies. I march for peace, love, not war. I march because we all bleed red. There is no difference in any of us. Oh, I hear all these different Native American, I'm Irish American, I'm Scottish American. You're a fucking American. Make up your mind. And by the way, folks, they put this down as the United States of America because the Civil War happened. And if you ask me, sanctuary cities are Civil War. That's sedition. They have seceded from the Union. They no longer support the federal government. They only have their own. That's sedition, and that is civil war. Or at least it was in 1862. One. Uh, yeah. I don't know what's wrong with the world. I don't know, but it's not the same world I grew up in. And I remember the generation, literally two generations maybe before me, because they were much older, saying how bad the world had changed. My dad hated Roosevelt because he didn't have all those taxes. They didn't have Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security. And by the way, those of you who think you're retiring at 65 on your Social Security and Medicaid, you've been paying all your life. So there's your insurance, so you can be with your doctors and so forth. No, if you want to use Medicaid, you got to pay for parts B and C. Part A will pay for a hospital visit, maybe. So my husband goes through Humana, so he can use the Medicaid and Medicaid that he paid for. I'm like, why the fuck and they're still taking it. Our retirement checks reflect that. Taxes too. They were never supposed to tax wages. Anybody out there who's a lawyer, look into that. I got a friend who stopped them. They couldn't take the taxes out anymore for his entire family, like that dude. He gave me the shit and I did it myself. And I was like, oh, fuck. It's just easier to fucking pay him. It's just, the world has gone stupid. This gives us the right and gives us the means to get up and say, I'm fucking tired of this shit and I'm not going to take it anymore. It's time for us to stand up and say, white's a color in the fucking box. Look, if you have to do shit based on color, then you're in the wrong country. What? America has never done this. Well, it's always been an immigrant country. And yeah, the Irish had to fight and so forth and so on. But eventually, third, fourth generation, what have you, they're American. The United States, like I said, came about because of the Civil War, because the North won, meaning that America won. Because the South had it already annexed. It wouldn't have been America. So you had the United States of America. These sanctuary cities should be thrown down. All these people in power are committing treason. They're traitors to their country and they should be removed instantly. There should not even be a question. And if one of these senators grills Pam Bondi one more time, even I'm going to walk out there and get me a ticket to D.C. just so I can say, hey, idiot, why don't you pick on somebody your own size? You can lie to them too. Jackasses call themselves senators. I call them, I tell you what my daddy used to say. My daddy used to say they put down their Tommy guns and put on ties. He hated you people. Of course, Daddy used to be a room. He used to run moonshine. It's cool, dude. You know, grandpa's size for us, but yeah. Sometimes I think I'm just insane. You're looking at the news going, they did what? They're mad because there's a ballroom and we didn't have to pay for it. We paid for Obama's basketball court. Use taxpayer money for that. I didn't see nobody bitching. He's built a ballroom and it didn't cost the government the taxes and nothing. But they're still they got a problem with it. They got a fucking problem when they get out of bed in the morning. I don't know how they sleep to begin with. Nancy Pelosi, please. 86 years old. Been there, 50 years? Same with Schumer, Chuck Schumer. Oh, Chuck Schumer. Get rid of these bitches. How in bloody hell do they want to stay there and in power for 40 plus years? What the fuck off? What is really going on to make somebody in their 80s and 70s, so forth, after 30 and 40 years, stay there? Because I don't get it. You've got your power. You got $280 million. You got a $25,000 refrigerator. Go your ass home and stay there. Let somebody who's 35 in there. I mean, if it was me, there'd be a whole lot of problems. Oh, Lord, there'd be some problems. 280 million, do you? Okay, you're going to jail. You're treasonous, traitorous bitch, and we're going to freeze all your assets. But again, they frown on that kind of stuff. But yeah, Even when they follow the money, they know where the money is. They know who took it. Look at Somalia. No, I'm talking about the American Somalia. Yeah. Where, what's her name? Milan Omar goes out and talks to him and says, "Oh, well, we're going to make sure that America takes care of Somali. So you can sleep tonight. You're safe." I'd have slapped the turban off that bitch. Fuck. While she puts down the American people and taxes that gave her everything she's fucking got. How'd she make $30 million in 1 year? I'm waiting. I got time. I don't know how you made $30 million in 1 year, but I sure would love the secret. From what I understand, it was paying for kids who were not there. The guy even went to 3 buildings or 3 places that were supposed to have 100 kids. They get $2.5 million a year to teach these youngins. The lettering on the placard above the building, it didn't say Learning Center. It said, I don't know what it said. It didn't have an A in it. They didn't even know how to spell it. They knock, and Muslim women crack the door just a little bit. And they say, "Can we come in? Because we're considering our children to come in for this." "No, we have no room." "Well, there's no one here. It's in a strip mall." And they're going, "There's no cars, just like one." And I don't see anyone in there. More women, with the veils come in. And she says, "Well, we don't need to talk to you," and slams the door, pulls the door back. It's one of those, with the bar, like the hospital ones. And, and making sure you can't see her. And they've learned that $9 billion the Somalians have stolen, and that they are still not working. We're still paying them. You know what? When I had cancer, when my husband had cancer, we couldn't get food stamps because we made too much money. My husband made $1,400 a month on disability. The stuff, and he had a feeding tube, and that stuff that he had to have was $100 for 24 of them. $100. You have $1,400 a month coming in. Your mortgage is $750. Just start with that. You don't qualify. The only thing they counted is your mortgage that you pay, not your utilities, none of that. You don't. Luckily, we did have help. Hospice stepped in, and they made sure that all of those things were done, and he has now beat it and recovered. Mine was a lot of surgery. We're both good. Then I had an accident, so I'm hoping this is a good year. I'm not doing stairs anymore, put it that way. See, I don't have too many up here today. I'm hoping that when I'm not here, that you guys will still pop through and make some comments. Tell me what you want to talk about. Who's out there? How's New Year treating you? What do you want to talk about? Do you want to talk about anything? I guess you're not going to come up. This is again why I can smoke these, because they go out when I'm talking to you. So I apologize again for my appearance. I was in the midst of trying to clean and get all of the Christmas things together, and it seems to take longer every year to get it put away. My husband grabbed a bunch of stuff off the couch to take to the spare room so I can crate it all up. So everybody out there, I hope again had a lovely time, had a great New Year's. Now we got to figure out what the hell's going on for the next year. Oh my word, I don't even think I want to think about it. When my granddaughter said that abortion should be legal, and I said, I raised my son alone until I married my husband, and he adopted him basically. And I said, so when do you think an abortion should stop being allowed to the female? "Oh, there's no time, anytime." I said, "Do you understand what they do when an abortion really is? Have you ever seen it? You got your phone there, look it up." I said, "They go in there and they cut the baby in pieces. The baby's alive. The baby can be born right then. It would be just fine. They go in and they cut the baby apart, and then they section it out, what the pieces are. I don't think that should be legal. That's murder. If they don't want to have the child or to keep the child, that's fine. There's a whole lot of folks out there who can't have babies and would adopt those said children, i.e., I being one of them. And I don't think that you should be allowed to murder an infant in its mother's womb that's fully alive and could be born and be just fine. I said, you've got the day after pill, you've got this, that, and the other. And I think that anything past 2 weeks, and 12 weeks, I said, I think that's excessive. She had a fight with me. It's like a dog fight. It was like, what the hell? They have indoctrinated these kids so much. My grandson, I didn't recognize him when he came back from Korea. I didn't understand what he was talking about. He and I would sit down and have conversations for hours about history, about ghosts, about all kinds of things. We could talk about anything. He came back and I knew who the fuck he was or what the fuck he was talking about, and he hated Trump. So does my granddaughter. I'm like, what? So I can't hardly be around my granddaughter, and I adore her. And she loves me to death. But I have to do it in a way that I don't go, what the fuck are you listening to? Why the fuck do you think that that's okay? It's not okay. But you really can't do that either, and she's not my child to discipline. And it wouldn't matter if she was. We're still going. I don't know if we'll ever find out about the death of Charlie Kirk and who was behind it, but I think I called it when I hit my knees and said it's just like John F. Kennedy. And I couldn't understand why I said that. Because it was much later that I learned so much more about the young man. She, as a widow, should be left alone. And I don't want to judge anybody. I think judging is up to God. But at the same time, my husband bought me a new bracelet. I got to get him to make sure it will stay in the same place. It's quite lovely. There has to be a line drawn somewhere. It's not being drawn. The country's going to shit. People like Chicago mayors are running their states like it's okay. Maine stands up at the dinner and says, oh, well, I'll see you in court. I said, yes, you will. And had the feds take her ass out, put her in jail. First time around for President Trump, all they did was scream and call him names. I was waiting for somebody to throw a fucking shoe. Had it been me up there, I'd have been going, meaning get them, put them in jail. Put them in jail. They've attacked a United States president verbally. It doesn't matter which way you do it. It was always attacking the president. It was always lies. They ruined a 3-star general, Flynn. They ruined the man. I kept praying that he would fight and he would win. He wasn't guilty of anything. It was proven. It was all made up. He'd never done anything wrong at all. He lost his house. He kept fighting. He kept fighting. He kept fighting. They finally find that he's innocent. There is no evidence. The evidence is made up. They bring a judge, I don't get this, out of retirement to say, we're not through with him yet. He finally had to take a pardon on President Trump's last day because they were going after his son too. His son was also career military. It's just beyond, it's mind-boggling. We had Weekend at Bernie's for 4 fucking years and nobody had a problem. Oh no, he's fine. He took a cognitive test. He couldn't find a cognitive test since he had 15 servants looking for one of them. He couldn't get out of the closet would help. He would get lost in his own closet. It's terrible what his family put him through. And what's the thing with okay, we got the laptop, we got this, we got that. They found cocaine at the White House. Who else would bring that in? Come on. The other funny part I like, people are mad at me. They were showing the footage of when these stupid speedboats would go by and shoot at a warship and it'd go dun, 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 from there showing it. You just boom. I love that. You can't be doing that crap. It's time that we took back our own powers. It's time. It's time to stop the flow of drugs into this country that kills so many people. And they've been doing a great job. And yet they've been putting Pam Bondi, just to death. The girl could hardly speak. She was so hoarse. I really do not like these people that are doing this to her. And it's supposed to be our own Senate. Well, it can't be my Senate because I didn't vote for anybody on there. I didn't vote for anybody in the last 50 years because there ain't been a one need to be in that seat. Oh, let's get Hillary. You mean Killary. I was in D.C. when that man went to Rock Creek Park in Maryland and shot himself to death, committed suicide, shot himself in the head twice. Mm. Now that'll have to go. Luckily, they go out when you do that. Oh, why? Hold on. Okay, come back here. Oh, this is in the way. Oh, I am getting too close. Ow. Entertainment seems to be the reason I'm here today. Ow. See what I mean? I may edit this out. Of course, I still think it should be just who we are. Now, I'm short, like I said, so I have to actually jump on the bar stools. And there we go. Even with my injury, which was fairly good, I have some problems getting up and down at the bar. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, hang with me because I'm going to have to wrap this up. And without my headphones, I can't see and hear how well I'm doing, which again is why the glasses and headphones are on. There I am. I'm going to stay back here a little bit. And we have hardwood floors now, but even though they go out, I do want to stay down there. In any event, there's a lot going on that none of us seem to be able to say anything. I saw them tasing parents and pepper spraying them while they pulled them out, handcuffed them, and arrested them because they said, I don't want my kid to sit on a prayer mat facing Mecca saying Islamic prayers. They went to jail. If they got up there and they said, why are you charging us so many taxes and yet we still have to buy everything our kid needs at school? They were arrested. If they said, why are you taking white kids and putting them in one spot and everybody else in another? You're making this a racist thing. They went to jail the whole time you was doing weekend burnings. Now, you know Obama was running that shit. You know he was. You know he was. Governor Kemp is complicit in a lot that happened. President Trump called him saying he knew he only needed a couple 100,000 points or votes left, and was he sure he counted all the votes? He says, of course, he made that thing a different tape when it was released to the public. It was basically get me those votes, or I'll get you kind of thing. And there were more than several 100,000 for him. Probably, I saw them on viaducts on sides of the road and whole sections of just thousands of them dumped on the side of the road. So I don't even know who they were voting for, nor does anyone else. So it was not a clean election. It was a coup. It was not an election, it was a coup. Here in the United States, we're 250 years old and we went through a coup and nobody said shit. You had a little puppet up there, poor man. I felt so really bad for him. It was wrong what his family did. And I don't know why Hunter Biden is still not in jail. He's on podcast telling you how to make what is it? Crack cocaine. Yes, he's telling you how. And then it's more legal than a cigarette. It's but it's just somebody coming for dinner, probably. Well, I see I still got away with an hour. If you saw me, please put a like in there. It's my second channel. I'd like to let them know I like to keep it. If not, tell me why you don't want to see anything at the channel. Tell me something. I still get up here and try to do something. Monday through Friday, guys, you will see the Wicked Lady Hippie at the bar live anywhere from 10 till 2. If you subscribe, which is free and you can take off in 3 seconds, you'll know that I've popped up. Or you can just scroll over in the search and it'll give you all of them. The ones that I used to put in before my accident is just Lady Hippie at the bar. So if you'd like to see any of the back episodes, just check that under search. There was something I was going to get up here and I can't remember now. See, he just loves the photo. It's the same damn cat. It makes it look like there's 400 cats. I don't know what that's about. But I have to go and make dinner for them, and I have to go make dinner for us. So, Happy New Year. Come and see me. Drop by, please, leave a comment. If you've seen me at all, hit the like, dislike. I don't care anything. Tell me what you think. I still say this is the best thing since sliced bread, man. So have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday. Peace out, guys.